Hi, our next scene is an excerpt from Julius Caesar, which was written by Shakespeare in 1599. The play depicts the events that led up to the murder of Julius Caesar in 44 BC and the civil war that followed. The scene you're about to see is from Act 4, Scene 3 of the play, in which Cassius and Casca, two political insiders and co-conspirators, discuss the state of Rome and Caesar's upcoming establishment as king, and determined to initiate a violent insurrection to prevent this transferal of power. So obviously, upon reading this scene, we were struck by its similarities to the riot that took place at the United States Capitol on January the 6th of this year. So with that in mind, we decided to reimagine Cassius and Casca as two Americans who might have participated in that riot, meeting in one of the many online spaces that have become such a refuge for individuals with extreme political beliefs in the last few years, and discussing the upcoming presidential inauguration. So take a look.
Who's there?
A Roman.
Casca? By your voice?
Your ear's good. Cassius, what night is this?
Oh, a very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens menace so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus embraced, Casca, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross blue lightning seemed to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself even in the aim and very flash of it.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods by tokens send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use it not. You look pale and gaze and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires? Why all these gliding ghosts? Why birds and beasts from quality and kind? Why old men fool and children calculate? Why all these things change from their ordinance, their natures and performant faculties to monstrous quality? Why? You shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol. A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
Caesar, that you mean, is it not Cassius?
Let it be who it is. For Romans now have thews and limbs like to their ancestors, but woe the while, our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mothers' spirits. Our yoke and sufferance show us womanish.
Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king, and he shall wear his crown in every place.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. Therein, ye gods, you tyrants do defeat. Nor stony tower, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit. But life, being weary of these worldly bars, never lacks the power to dismiss itself. If I know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. He were no lion, were not Romans hinds. Those that with haste will make a mighty fire begin with weak straws. What trash is Rome? What rubbish and what awful when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But, oh, grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. Then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man there is no fleering telltale.
Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. There is no stir of walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element in favors like the work we have in hand. Most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
With John Caliendo as Cassius and Jarrod Bates as Casca, directed by me, Jane Bradley. So in rehearsing this scene, we marveled at how the language of conspiracy in this scene, the passion, the anger, the prioritization of feelings over facts, was so uncannily similar to the tone that we've heard in recent days, weeks, months, years, over allegations of voter fraud and conspiracies surrounding the American media and our political power structures. And I think it's a very powerful reminder that these events in recent weeks, extreme though they may have been, are a part of a cycle, of a cyclical power struggle that goes back quite literally to the birth of democracy, and very likely beyond that to the beginning of humans as a species. And Shakespeare obviously noticed that cycle and has done us a great service by revealing the inner workings of the mechanism, and showing us how people arrive at decisions that are so extreme and critical that lead to these upheavals. So I think it's really important that we pay attention to this documentation, because we can't claim ignorance when the blueprint is right in front of us. We've been down this road before. It's shocking in that it's horrifying, but it isn't new. So I hope that this has been a revelation for some of you in the way that it was for us, or at the very least, just a reminder that these are things we continue to be faced with as a people, and part of a conversation that needs to continue happening with vigilance, because it can lead to terrifying results. But certainly, yeah, we enjoyed working on it, and we hope that you enjoyed watching it. So thank you very much.